When the hunter becomes the hunted, the forest itself seems to turn against him, an African truth that echoes loudly in the dramatic fall from grace of a once powerful figure in Nigerian politics. Former Attorney-General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, Abubakar Malami, alongside his son Abdulaziz Malami, has been arraigned by the Department of State Services at the Federal High Court in Abuja on serious charges of abetting terrorism financing and unlawful possession of firearms and ammunition, marking a stunning turn for a man who once stood at the pinnacle of the nation's legal and security apparatus. This na confirm street news. Na waiting we hear with the report, but be sure say na confirm. Abeg, hit that subscribe button, like this video, and drop a comment to help us grow and bring you undiluted news. The arraignment took place on February 3, 2026, before Justice Joyce Abdulmalik. The federal government, through the DSS, presented a 5-count charge dated February 2nd and filed on February 3rd under case number FHC/ABJ/CR/63/2026. In the first count, Abubakar Malami is accused of knowingly abetting terrorism financing. The allegation states that sometime in November 2022, while serving as Attorney-General at the Federal Ministry of Justice, he refused to prosecute alleged terrorism financiers whose case files were brought to his office. This offense is said to contravene and be punishable under Section 26, Subsection 2 of the Terrorism Prevention and Prohibition Act 2022. Counts 2 through 5 jointly accuse both father and son of engaging in conduct preparatory to committing acts of terrorism and unlawful possession of firearms and ammunition. The prosecution claims that sometime in December 2025, at their residence in Gese Phase 2 area, Birnin Kebbi local government area of Kebbi State, they were found in possession of a Sturm Magnum firearm without a license, along with 16 live rounds and 27 expended rounds of Red Star cartridges, all without lawful authority. These acts are alleged to violate Section 29 of the Terrorism Prevention and Prohibition Act 2022, as well as Sections 3 and 8 subsection 1 of the Firearms Act 2004, punishable under Section 27 of the same Act. Both defendants pleaded not guilty to all 5 counts when the charges were read to them in open court. Prosecuting counsel, Mr. Kalistos Eze, requested a date for trial commencement and asked that the accused be remanded in DSS custody pending further proceedings. Defense counsel, Mr. Shuyabu Arua, SAN, made an oral application for bail, noting that the defendants had been in DSS custody for 2 weeks and had come directly from the hospital for the arraignment. He urged the court to exercise its discretion in granting bail. Justice Abdulmalik, however, directed that a formal bail application be filed and served, stating that this is a court of record and proper procedure must be followed. The defendants were remanded in DSS custody until the bail application is heard and determined. The matter was adjourned to February 20th, 2026 for the commencement of trial. If stories exposing high-level accountability, the intersection of power and the law, and the pursuit of justice in Nigeria's corridors of influence keep you coming back for more, please hit that like button right now, drop a comment sharing your thoughts on these developments, and subscribe with notifications turned on so you never miss the next chapter in cases that shape our nation's future. To grasp the full weight of this arraignment, we must place it in the broader context of Nigeria's ongoing fight against terrorism financing and the strict enforcement of firearms laws. The country has faced persistent threats from groups like Boko Haram and ISWAP in the northeast, banditry in the northwest, and separatist agitations in the southeast, all of which rely on funding networks that are often difficult to trace. The Terrorism Prevention and Prohibition Act of 2022 was enacted to strengthen the legal framework, imposing heavy penalties for abetting, financing, or preparing acts of terrorism. Similarly, the Firearms Act has long prohibited unlicensed possession, especially in a nation where illegal arms fuel widespread insecurity. Abubakar Malami served as Attorney-General from 2015 to 2023 under former President Muhammadu Buhari, overseeing the Ministry of Justice during a period when high-profile prosecutions and counter-terrorism efforts were central to national policy. His tenure saw intense scrutiny over decisions on politically sensitive cases, including the handling of terrorism-related files. The shift from power to the dock is striking. Malami, once the nation's chief law officer responsible for advising on legal matters and prosecuting offenses, now stands accused of failing to act on terrorism financing files during his time in office. The joint charges against him and his son for firearm possession suggest investigators uncovered evidence during a raid or search, though details remain limited at this stage. The DSS, as the lead agency in counterterrorism intelligence, has demonstrated its willingness to pursue even high-profile figures when evidence warrants it, reinforcing the message that no one is above the law in matters of national security. The implications of this case are profound and multifaceted. Legally, it tests the application of the 2022 Terrorism Act to high-ranking officials, particularly the provision on abetting through omission, refusing to prosecute known financiers. A successful prosecution could set a strong precedent for accountability in the handling of terrorism cases, while acquittal or dismissal might fuel claims of selective justice. Politically, the arraignment of a former Buhari-era minister under the Tinubu administration raises questions about continuity, political vendettas, or genuine evidence-based action. It could deepen divisions within the ruling circles, especially if perceived as targeting northern elites. Socially, it may erode public confidence in the justice system if seen as politically motivated, or restore faith if the process is transparent and fair. Security-wise, the case highlights the persistent challenge of disrupting financing networks and controlling illegal arms even among those who once wielded authority over such matters. Public reaction has been polarized. Some view the charges as long overdue accountability for perceived lapses in the fight against terrorism, applauding the DSS for pursuing the matter regardless of status. Others express skepticism, questioning the timing and motives, especially given Malami's past role in sensitive prosecutions and the political transition since 2023. Social media discussions reflect a mix of shock at seeing a former AG in the dock and debates over whether the firearm charges are substantive or supplementary to the terrorism allegation. Looking forward, the February 20th adjournment will be pivotal. The court's handling of the bail application will set the tone. Stringent conditions could keep the defendants in custody, while liberal terms might allow preparation of their defense. The trial itself will likely attract intense scrutiny, with the prosecution needing to prove intent and knowledge in the terrorism financing count and physical possession in the firearm charges. If the case proceeds smoothly, it could strengthen anti-terrorism enforcement. Delays or procedural setbacks might invite criticism of the judiciary. For the Malami family, the outcome could redefine their public legacy, while for Nigeria, it serves as a litmus test for the impartiality of the legal system in high-stakes political and security matters. As this courtroom drama unfolds, it reminds us that power is transient, but the law remains constant. If this story of accountability and the pursuit of justice has captured your attention, show your support. Give it a like, share your perspective in the comments on what this means for Nigeria's legal landscape, and subscribe for more detailed reporting on cases that matter. Thank you for watching. Stay informed, stay vigilant, and we'll bring you the next developments as they emerge. Take care.